Hey people, it's time! Welcome to the Tribe, a space created for us by us. I'm your host, Fatia, and I am so glad you're here. Hi everyone, I hope that you are fine and enjoying summer. As I told you in the last episode, I spent a week in NYC and got to celebrate Juneteenth with my dear Black American people. I got to know more about what it is, what it represents, and how they celebrate it, and all the controversies surrounding that holiday. So, I am going to tell you all about it, and if you want to add or correct me on something, please do. The more we learn, the better. This is the Try Podcast new episode. Let's do this.
Hey girl, do you know about Juneteenth? So before you told me you wanted to go to New York City to enjoy with our community, I had no clue what it was, even if I lived for 2 years in the US. And do you want to know now? Of course I do. I want to know all about it. Let's do it.
Me? Which I'd rather be? You know what I'd rather do? If I thought, had any idea, that I'd ever be a slave again, I'd take a gun and just end it all right away. Because you're nothing but a dog. You're not a thing but a dog.
Juneteenth, June 19. Juneteenth is an important day for Black Americans, an important day in American history. Emancipation Day, Freedom Day, it is a U.S. holiday celebrated on the 19th of June to commemorate the end of slavery in the country. Let's go back in time. This is January 1st, 1863. President Abraham Lincoln issues the Emancipation Proclamation declaring enslaved people in the Confederate States to be free. However, it took 2.5 years for the news to reach Texas. Enslavers deliberately withheld this information. On June 19, 1865, the Union troops arrived in Galveston, Texas, and Union General Gordon Granger announced that all enslaved are now free. A delayed freedom and a delayed recognition, because it is only in 2021, 156 years later, that it became a federal holiday. Let's think about that. Every July 4th since 1776, Americans have been celebrating their independence from British rule. In 1808, U.S. Congress bans the importation of slaves in the U.S. In 1865 is the end of slavery in this country. In 2021 is the day it becomes an official federal holiday. Well, May 2020, the world witnessed the cruel murder of George Floyd by a police officer. His last words, "I can breathe," became a rallying slogan for marches all across the globe. This tragedy, alongside the Black Lives Matter movement, put pressure on the Joe Biden administration that decided to make it a federal holiday. On that day, Opal Lee was there to celebrate.
Who is it?
We call her the grandmother of Juneteenth. Born in 1926 in Fort Worth, Texas, where, of course, she experienced racism firsthand, for decades she advocated for the national recognition of Juneteenth. She organized celebration, promoted the symbolic march of 2.5 miles representing 2.5 years of delay of freedom. In 2016, at 89, she walked over 1,400 miles from Fort Worth to Washington, D.C. to represent the path to freedom, demanding justice, and didn't stop until the world listened.
Oh wow! Love the celebration.
Black American culture is known and loved worldwide. You may have seen a video clip, a TV show, or a film where you see how you celebrate the Black American way. A lot of similarities, resemblance with every other population of the global Black diaspora, African, Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos, courtesy of our common ancestors, obviously. The plastic chairs, playing the dominoes, loud music, barbecues, dancing, kids playing, running everywhere, everybody beautifully dressed. They gather in parks, church halls, on street corners for a stoop party. The flag,
Black, red, and green.
The anthem, the song lift every voice and sing. It is often referred as the Black National Anthem and loved for its powerful message of hope and resilience. Two great words for Black people. Good food, dances, double dutch. You know the jump rope game that involves two ropes held by two people on opposite sides and one or more people jumping between them. Typical Black American. I used to see that in movies and saw it for the first time this year in real life. Couldn't try it, seemed really hard, but I loved it. It was a real beautiful cultural experience. So this year, for the first time, I got to celebrate Juneteenth with Black Americans. I went to Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and then Harlem. Witnessing the celebration and celebrated with all of them was a beautiful and very moving experience for me. There's nothing like Black joy to me. People were having fun. Kids, teenagers, families, everyone was there singing and dancing to Black American tunes we all know of by heart because the world has been heavily influenced by Black America. We have to admit it. So Juneteenth is Black joy, yes, but it's also resilience passed down from generation to generation where too many lives have been taken out until up today just because of the color of our skin. So it is also the pain, the anger of living in a system that is against them, that is against all of us. The memory of our ancestors suffering and children in the diaspora still suffering actually everywhere in the world. Many Black Americans, if not all, celebrate freedom, asking themselves, but are we really free? Because you only celebrate a day of freedom when you were once deprived of it. It's a constant reminder of this condition of our ancestors back in the day and a realization that we still have a long way to go towards equality and justice. So you have Black people who celebrate it fully and others I have talked to stating that it is not a celebration and that they need to stop celebrating and I quote, get back to standing on business because there is still a lot of work to do. And this is true. I mean, not for not celebrating, but that there is a lot of work to do. During my research, I looked for polls to see what was the public opinion about Juneteenth. In 2022, 45% of people were in favor of it being a federal holiday. 30% were against. In 2021, 14 Republican senators voted against, citing it was unnecessary or performative. And I thought about it because it's something that I have witnessed in the country I was born in, France. Please tell me what you think. This is going to be my opinion. I'm not going to be factual. It's not fact that I'm going to give you. It's just what I think. They have three types of people. They have a sense of guilt. You know, they feel like a holiday just for one ethnic group could divide the country. I could get it, but they also forget that in 1776, Black people were very much enslaved. So where is the honor for them to celebrate July 4th? Others are too uncomfortable, so they become defensive and often like to use the word victim in a debate, as in, stop playing the victim. Those ones, my headache. It's like, you know, in some families where a big thing happened, but you are not allowed to talk about it. You just have to brush it off, put it under the rug, because it could tear the family apart. Well, guys, discomfort is not the enemy. Silence is. And at last, you have the one that feel, you know, a little bit nostalgic about those times, but we're not going to focus on them. To me, not accepting Juneteenth as a federal holiday is like erasing the past or denying a past that made America. It's like denying a part of the population that is American. Have you watched the Super Bowl this year? I mean, especially the Kendrick Lamar performance? No? Well, I have. And if I am not mistaken, it is right before singing Not Like Us that he said, 40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music. Well, it's a reference to this period of time where the freed ancestors in January 1865, during the final month of the Civil War, General Sherman issued a special field order where it promised to redistribute the confiscated Confederate land to freed Black families, up to 40 acres per family. The idea here was to provide the former enslaved people with land to build independent lives and economic security, the bare minimum, right? But the promise was never fulfilled. after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, President Johnson reversed the Sherman's order. Yes, the US government returned the land to white former slaveholders, and black families were forced out. Made me think about the big debt that Haiti had, when they, after the revolution in Haiti, when they were like the first black country independent, the French people stated that they had to pay the former enslavers. Well, it's the same thing here. Those lands were given back to those white former slaveholders, and black families were forced out. These broken promises resonates during the celebration of Juneteenth, especially when you know that this is the very foundation of the racial wealth gap in this country today. And this echoes the experience of Haitian, as I said before, or South African, where the descendant of Afrikaners own more than 70%, I think, of the land, versus only 4% of the land is owned by black South African. And I could give so many other examples. Ripped off from lands, pushed into overcrowded ghettos, forced to pay back those slaveholders, forbidden from buying land, or heavily discriminated against when trying to take loans, cut off from generational wealth. Whether you live in France, in the Caribbean, in South Africa, in South America, in the US. It sounds familiar, right? I am saying this because of what I would call a controversy, but it is not really one. It's just that as an Afro-descendant, I am concerned by it. It's the fact that some black Americans in the comments on social media were not so keen about having other fellow black people from other populations, ethnic groups, celebrating with them. They were saying that this day is for them and that they would love not to have to share a day that is for their history. Well, I understood completely. And if we take into account all the things that were denied to them in the US throughout the years, a place where people that are not even from here as well, the white people that came from Europe, keep telling them that they don't belong, deny them of their basic rights and freedom, mistreat them constantly. Well, they want, they need, they deserve to have a day for them. But also I wanted to tell them is that we are not here to take that away from them or asking them to share. We are here because we care about them, their history, and we want to celebrate it, fight with them. It is time that we all understand, every single one of us, that our stories are different, but the core stays the same. One story can resonate in all of us, whether it's Juneteenth, whether it's the liberation of our people in every part of Africa, Congo, for example, or maybe Flag Day in Haiti on the month of May, because Black freedom anywhere is a victory everywhere. During Juneteenth, when we were in Bed-Stuy, we underwent a massive rainstorm that blew out the entire vendor's equipment. This part was sad, but as many people were saying in one video that I posted and went viral on TikTok, I really think that it was the ancestors blessing us. Because in every spirituality, religion that I know, Muslims, Christians, pray your ancestors, Mother Nature, rain is a blessing from above. So as we close this episode, let's remember what Juneteenth truly means. It marks freedom that came late, June 19, 1865, when the last enslaved people in Texas finally learned they were free. A freedom delayed, a freedom that still feels unfinished. Juneteenth only became a federal holiday in the US in 2021, but the truth is, Black people everywhere are still fighting for the full meaning of freedom. In America, in Brazil, in Colombia, in South Africa, in Haiti, in the Congo, in France, from Buenaventura to Baltimore, from Dakar to Detroit, our skin may carry different accent, but the world sees us the same way. And so we must see each other. Let's celebrate our freedom stories. Juneteenth, Abolition Day, Toussaint Louverture Day, Emancipation Day, and so many more. Let's honor the culture, the music, the resistance, and the beauty of every Black corner of the world. We are not identical, but we carry the same memory in our bones. And I believe that healing begins when we connect, when we witness each other, and when we say, I see you, I know your fight, and I celebrate your light. And I think we already do, actually. It's like I saw a video the other day, and it was a black man like saying like that there were black codes. Sometimes, for example, me when I was in Italy with my best friend, every black people that we were like meeting or passing by, they were all like waving or like acknowledging us, And I thought that it was powerful because we are powerful. We are global and we are the tribe. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. What would you love to hear next on the Tribe podcast? Would you be into a deep interview with someone from the diaspora doing powerful work? A debate maybe between different perspectives on a hot topic? Or maybe a deep dive into a subject that has been sitting heavy on your heart? This space is for all of us. So send me a DM, drop a comment, reply to the poll. This is our conversation, not only mine. So tell me, what would you like? Anyway, thank you for listening to this episode of the Tribe Podcast. I really hope that you enjoyed it, that you learned a thing or two. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like, comment, share. And yeah, thank you for listening again. Bye, guys. Love y'all.